Hello students, today we have to see application of Wheatstone bridge. This is a Wheatstone bridge. For practical purpose, this Wheatstone bridge is modified as like this and it is called Wheatstone's meter bridge. Here, four resistances are this unknown resistance X, resistance box R, and there is a wire AB. This wire AB from this point to this point. So, Wheatstone's bridge consists of four resistances. Here, there are only two resistances and a two part of the wire, that is this part AD and this part DB of the wire will be two resistances. So this meter bridge is the modification of Wheatstone bridge. So let's see application of this Wheatstone's bridge, that is meter bridge. Let's see construction. Meter bridge consists of a wire of uniform cross section and 1 meter in length. Here, this is a wire AB and this wire is of 1 meter length and it is uniform. Cross-sectional area of this wire is uniform. So this meter bridge consists of wire of 1 meter and therefore it is called as meter bridge. The wire is stretched on a meter scale, which is fixed on a wooden table. This wire AB is stretched on a meter scale. This is a meter scale, and on this meter scale, this wire is stretched. This meter scale is fixed on a wooden table. The ends of wire are fixed below two L-shaped metallic strips. Here, this is the one end of the wire, end A of the wire. This is another end of the wire, and these two ends of the wire are fixed below two L-shaped metallic strips. So this end A of the wire is fixed below this L-shaped metal strip. End B of the wire is fixed, this end B is fixed below this L-shaped metal strips. So two ends of the wire are fixed below these metallic strips. A straight metal strip is fixed between two L-shaped metal strips, leaving two gaps, left gap and right gap. So this is L-shaped metal strip, this is L-shaped metal strip. Between these two L-shaped metal strips, a straight metal strip, this is a straight metal strip. This straight metal strip is fixed on the board, leaving two gaps. This is a one gap and it is called as the left gap. This is another gap, it is called as the right gap. So this is a right gap, left gap, right gap. Usually unknown resistance X is connected in left gap. Generally, unknown resistance is connected in this left gap and a resistance box is connected in the right gap. Here, this is the right gap. In the right gap, resistance box is connected. One terminal of galvanometer is connected to the terminal C of the central strip. So this is a galvanometer. One end, this end of the galvanometer is connected to this central straight metal strip, and while other terminal of galvanometer is connected to the jockey J, and this other terminal, this terminal is connected to the jockey. Jockey is a metal rod, or which is a key, and which can move this rod on this wire AB. So it is also called as the sliding key. So this is a jockey. One end of the galvanometer, one terminal of the galvanometer is connected to this straight strip at point C, and other terminal is connected to this jockey, a one type of key. So this is in left gap, unknown resistance is connected. On the right gap, resistance box is connected, and between the one terminal of the galvanometer is connected to central strip at the point C. Other terminal is connected to this jockey. Temporary contact with the wire AB can be established with the help of this jockey. Temporary contact with the wire AB can be established with the help of this jockey. This jockey is not permanently connected to any point of this wire AB. A cell of EMFE, key K, and rheostat RH are connected between points A and B as shown in figure. This cell of the EMFE, then this key K and rheostat RH, they are connected between these ends A and B of the wire as shown in this figure. Then a suitable resistance R is selected from the resistance box. From this resistance box, a suitable resistance R is taken. The jockey is touched to the various points on the wire AB, and the point of contact D, for which galvanometer shows zero deflection, is obtained. Initially, resistance R is taken from this box, and then what is done? This jockey is touched from the point A to different points of the wire, this AB, and point of contact of the jockey with the wire as like D, this, for which this galvanometer shows zero deflection, is obtained. Then such point is called balance point or null point. Here, this point D is called as the balance point or null point. Let Lx be the length of the wire between points A and D. Here, length of the wire between this A and this point D be Lx. and length of the wire between the points B and D be LR. So length of the wire in front of this X, it is LX. Length of the wire in front of this R is LR. Then as galvanometer shows zero deflection, this network is balanced. Now here we know that in Wheatstone network there are four resistances P, Q, R and S. Here, but this network is modified as like this. There are two resistances X and resistance X and R. This is resistance X, this is resistance R. And instead of other two resistances, we have used this wire AB. Here, this part A to D, D is the null point, where galvanometer shows zero deflection. Here, this part AD of the wire will also act like a resistance. Let RAD be the resistance of this part. Then this part DB of the wire will also act as a resistor, and its resistance is suppose RDB. And as network is balanced, we know that balancing condition P divided by Q is equal to S divided by R. Therefore, here we can write this X divided by R is equal to RAD divided by RDB. So this is the balancing condition. Now, if rho is the if rho is the resistance per unit length of the wire, rho is the specific resistance, then L length of the wire and A is the area of cross section. Then we can write this RAD is equal to rho into LAD upon A. We know that resistance of the wire is directly proportional to, we have seen this resistance of the wire is directly proportional to length, and it is inversely proportional to area of cross section. And we can write this equation as like this: R is equal to some constant rho into L divided by A. This constant rho is called this specific resistance. So L is the length of the wire, rho is its specific resistance, and A area of cross section of the wire. Then here RAD will become as rho LAD upon A. But length of this wire between A and D is LX. Therefore, this RAD becomes rho LX upon A. Similarly, this RDB is equal to rho into LDB divided by A. But length of the wire between D and B, it is LR. Therefore, above equation becomes this X divided by R is equal to RAD upon RDB. But RAD is equal to rho Lx upon A divided by rho Lr upon A. Therefore, this rho and A, they will cancel with each other, and therefore we will get such a equation: x divided by r is equal to Lx divided by Lr. And if we take this term r on this side, we will get this equation: x is equal to r into Lx upon Lr. Knowing r, Lx and Lr, value of unknown resistance can be determined. If we know Lx and Lr and this r, then we can determine unknown resistance. Now, sources of error in this meter bridge are as follows. The cross section of the wire may not be uniform. If cross section of the wire is not uniform, then there will be error in the measurement of unknown resistance. Second source, the ends of the wire are soldered to the metallic strips where contact resistance is developed, which is not taken into account. We know that end A and B of the wire is fixed below the metal strips. These ends are soldered to the metal strips, and therefore contact resistances are developed at these 2 points. And these contact resists may be the source of error. Then measurement of Lx and Lr may not be accurate. And if these Lx and Lr are not accurate, then there will be error in the measurement of, in the determination of unknown resistance. Let's see how to minimize these errors. The value of R is so adjusted that the null point is obtained to the middle 1/3 of the wire, so that percentage error in the measurement of Lx and Lr is minimum. So how can we minimize the errors? First way to minimize the errors, we must draw a resistance from the resistance box such that the null point should be between 34 centimeter to 64 centimeter. That is, values of the Lx and Lr should be between the 34 and 66 centimeter. Then next way to minimize the error is the experiment is repeated by interchanging the positions of unknown resistance X and known resistance box R. Second thing to minimize error is we repeat the experiment by interchanging the positions of resistance box and this R. Here this resistance box R is connected in left gap. Unknown resistance is connected in right gap. And then again this experiment is repeated. The third point to minimize the errors, the jockey should be tapped on the wire and not slided. We should not slide the jockey on the wire. We use jockey to detect whether is a current through the central branch. This jockey is used to detect the current through the central branch, and this is possible only by tapping the jockey. Let's see applications of this Wheatstone's bridge. Wheatstone's bridge is used for measuring very low resistance precisely. We can measure very low resistance precisely by Wheatstone bridge. We can measure the quantities such as galvanometer resistance, capacitance, inductance, impedance using a Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone's bridge along with operational amplifier is used to measure the physical parameters like temperature, strain, etc. Thank you.